Guys, welcome back to the farm. Hey, we are out here on an 80-acre piece, about 1.5 miles from the farm. Got the 4430 out. We've got a barn over here that we store a lot of equipment in, things that we don't use for a while. That big coon hay rake fits right in the center, so I had to wait for them to open this up and then we could put it away. We got some weather last night. We got a little snow, kind of blew in, wasn't on the radar. And so we had to wait a little bit so we get started combining. She's gonna be a little tacky today. You can see sticking to the tires, but nonetheless, the show must go on. Less than 100 acres, and I don't know if we'll quite be done by Thanksgiving, but that's what we're shooting for. I wanted to give you a little rundown on this field that we're in, that we bought in 1983, and I had a memory pop up about 1989 when Dad and Ma and 7 years old me, my older brother, we were clearing the back of that with an old Case 530. I'll get to that story in just a second, but one thing I don't talk to you enough about is the John Deere's Precision Essentials Kit. Something we've been running. I'm almost done this fall. Will be my full 2 years running it. That's the Starfire 7000, the modem, and the G5 universal display. Got it synced with 5 pieces of equipment. That's the Combine 9560R, our new John Deere 7720, new used, 7600, and our 8400. Dad's first love, the John Deere 8400. We've had it for over 20 years. What we like about the Essentials Kit is you don't have to buy new equipment to get the newest technology to work for you. You all want straight lines when we're planting, and we don't want overlap. I was doing the math. If you saved 2 to 3% avoiding overlap, less seed, less fuel, less wear and tear, less fertilizer, chemical, that would easily pay for the subscription per year. It's just something I just wanted to shout out to you before the holidays come, because if you're thinking about putting something on your Christmas list, you might want to think about it. Before I had it, a lot of guys grew up with that auto steer technology. Like I said, I was 41 2 years ago when I got a taste of it, and I was just a lot like a lot of other guys. I get a lot of comments about it, and they'll say that, you know, you don't need that stuff, that's a waste of money. And I just chuckle, because that was pretty much me or my dad or anybody else on this farm. That was our mindset, until you start using it and you realize, wow, I'm actually getting done quicker, I'm having less breakdowns, I'm just in and out. I mean, with the cost of inputs, everybody knows it's a bugger to be farming right now. You know, the commodity prices are at an all-time low. You've got to be pretty tight with what you're doing. So once we got that, I realized, man, just saving the overlap alone, the rest is just convenience. And you heard it from my dad, who's 71, and Bernie, who's 80, almost 82. Those are two guys way outside of my generation that gave me the nod and said, man, you stumbled onto something. So if you're thinking about it, I'll leave a link in the description below, more information on it. It's just changed a lot of things. Kind of like the way I changed my feeding. I did it because I wanted to be more comfortable, last longer, be able to feed the cows as I become older. I gotta conserve my energy, because it's a lot like that's how that technology is. When you're not the one steering, y'all want to pick a point in the field and keep a straight line. You know, that's how we all do it. And I do it with some other equipment too, but as the days go on and you get tireder and tireder, that line and that paying attention and looking back and all that, you realize it. So I know there's some guys on the fence. I just wanted to give you that vote of confidence. And part of it, I feel like, is there's little guys are gun shy because they think they can't understand it. Well, I learned it, and I taught my dad, and I taught Bernie. So if you're older than 81 and you want to try it, God bless you. But if you're younger than that, don't be scared of it. It's when you learn new things and try to change and adapt, become more efficient. That's what it's all about. So that's a taste of the Precision Essentials Kit. I'll leave a link in the description below. Now on to this farm. I told you I had that vivid memory of being back in this corner of this field. And I'll get on the op center. Speaking about the Precision Essentials kit, I get on this op center on my phone, and here's the field. It's an 80. It's got a 10-acre woods in it, and pretty good field, not tiled, but we're gonna plan on tiling that next couple years if we can. But the yielding pretty good, close to 220. Moisture came down a little bit, but I remember being in this back corner by that woods and on a Case 530 pulling a flatbed trailer, and my younger brother, I think is 40. He's like, you don't remember that or whatever. And I'm like, you don't remember that? You weren't there? And he said, what year? I said, 89. No, I was 4. And I said, well, I was 7. And I remember them sticking me on this tractor. I just remember I could barely keep that clutch down. I'm thinking, man, this is dangerous. If I pop off that clutch, someone gets in front of this tractor or this flatbed wagon, I'm gonna run them over. That's what they used to do back then. They used to put 7-year-olds on tractors just to get stuff done. Mom was out there throwing rocks. They ended up clearing a portion of that woods that was a little, the brunt of the woods is 10 acres, but as it branched off here to the east, it was thinner, so they just cleaned up what they could to square the field off. And but yeah, this field was the last field that was deeded. And I looked this up because I've got all the property deeds and warranty deeds. This was the last field in '83 warranty deeded to my grandma and grandpa. Then next year I found paperwork down by Greg's house, Valeen's. That was bought in '84, and that was deeded to Jeff and Marianne Sigler. So my parents' first property of the farm was in '84. This was in '83. And like them other fields, we just did a bunch of work on Dorn Road, I was telling you, where we planted some wheat. Well, we had bought that in '18, and we just finally now got over there to like clean it up and stuff hanging over. It must have been the case back then. Bought it in '83, and by the time you got rigged around, it was '89 before we did anything. But yeah, there's a little history of the field. Winding down on acres. I just want to get out here, give you a little field talk. It's been a good year, been a good fall. It was a little wet at times, and we had to fight the snow. There's a cob right there. But hey, no major snowstorms. She got greasy this morning. She got wet. We had to let it dry down. I mean, it's a little wetter today because of that moisture. I mean, it was down to 18. Some of that on the other side, so I can hear that grain cart and that combine coming. We'll finish up. If I don't see you, have a happy Thanksgiving. I wanted to sneak this video in to give you an update on the technology that we're running. I've got to be honest about it. I'm pleased with it, and everybody else is too. They're pretty shocked. I think they thought it was going to be one of my harebrained ideas, like I always have. Except these harebrained ideas I've been having lately have been working. And that's just because I've been doing my homework, keeping the faith, and having a good time. So let's check out the combine. Have a good one. Let's go. There, oil's been changed, packed in next to its relatives. A couple John Deere's back here. Okay.